Right, we're gonna try this again. I actually filmed all of this yesterday. I picked my 3 books that we were gonna read, I unwrapped them, I went to sit down and edit the footage, it was corrupted. So we're gonna try again. This week we're gonna be reading 3 wrapped up books. These are the books left over from my June TBR. I've reused the paper that I used in the TBR. Obviously I had to rewrap them because I picked my 3 when I did this the first time, and then I unwrapped all the rest thinking I was done, so I've rewrapped them. So if they've got like, yeah, some of them have got like other numbers on the back, that's why. When I did this the first time, I got, what did I get? The Virgin Suicides, We Were Liars, and Country Music. So like, I was not mad about our choices yesterday. But luckily I started editing this before I did any of the like reading. So we're gonna try again. We might get the same books, we might not. I'm gonna do a random number generator and we're gonna pick 3 books. We're gonna unwrap them, we're gonna read them together. I'll do like, you guys will see like one at a time, so we'll unwrap one and then we'll read it and then we'll come back and unwrap the rest. Oh, also should say, I know that I just said that these are the books from my June TBR. I'm expecting this video is gonna take quite a while to film because I've got a lot of other content planned out, so this is kind of just gonna be a side project. It'll be out when I finish the books. Okay, I'm pulling up a random number generator. We have 1 to 12. I'm actually so nervous because I feel like the books I got last time I was quite excited about. And if we get worse books, I'm going to be so sad. Somewhere in here is Normal People and Cleopatra and Frankenstein. I would love to get those books just because I'm really in a literary fiction mood right now. But okay, we're going to see. We're going to see what the first book we get is. You ready? Number 8. Oh god. Why am I so scared? Okay, number 8. This is the first book that we're going to read. I will open it so that you can see it first. Please be a good book. Actually, please be a good book. Okay, are we ready? This isn't Normal People, is it? This feels like Normal People. Actually, please be Normal People. Oh my god, I'm so happy I refilmed. Oh my goodness, okay, oh I'm so happy with this. I read Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney at the start of this year and I adored it. I loved it so much. And I've been wanting to get to this for so long. And like I said, I'm in a literary fiction mood, so like I'm so happy with this choice. I've already seen the TV show, which I don't normally do it that way around, but I couldn't resist. I have seen the TV show, did love it. This basically follows Connell and Marianne and their relationship, and it basically just follows them like through high school, through college, like growing up. And I think it's gonna be quite character driven, but I'm so excited with that choice. Okay. We're gonna get reading this now. I am literally could not be more happy. This is the perfect start. Hi, long time no see. Well, you probably just saw me, but I haven't seen you in a while. So, how are you doing? It is probably like, it's probably only been like a week. Probably like a week since I opened the books. This morning, I did in fact start Normal People, and I am halfway through. I am 50% in, because look, it takes quite a lot for me to just sit down and read half a book in one sitting, and I literally couldn't think of anything else I wanted to do other than read this book. I am literally only stopping because I need to go to work. Like, if I could call them up and say, hi, look, I'm reading a really good book, I'm not coming in. If I could do that, I would. But I'm not going to do that because I'm a dedicated employee. I am on page 153. To me, anyway, the like main sort of focus on this book is all about power and like that like transitioning of power and like who holds the power in a relationship, and it is fascinating. It's kind of painful to read at parts. Like there are bits of this book where it feels so deeply sad, but in such a stunningly beautiful way. This book feels so real. Like, it's about a relationship, but the relationship feels real and not perfect. Like, it's not a romance book at all. This book is like, they are miscommunicating about like what they want and who they are to each other, and I feel like I can't really explain this book in words, but the vibes are just everything that I want in a book. Like, this to me is the exact kind of books that I really, really enjoy. And I had this with Conversations as well when I read that a couple months ago, and I've been trying to like decide which one I prefer, and I keep going back and forth on it, and I actually don't have a solid answer. Maybe I will at the end, because obviously I've seen the TV show for this, like I know there's still a lot of stuff to come, and like I'm kind of scared for the ending, but like, yeah, I don't have a definitive answer on which one I prefer, because they're so different to me. Like, Conversations probably has more plot going on. I mean, both of them are very much like slice of life. Like, there isn't loads of plot going on, but like in the most engaging, beautiful way. Anyway, my camera's about to die. It is flashing at me. Yeah, I need to go. But I will check in with you, I guess, maybe when I finished, or maybe when I have more thoughts. I don't know. I finished Normal People. I read this in 2 sittings, which I never do, unless it's like for a 24-hour readathon. I never do that. I literally love Sally Rooney's writing. Like, I just eat it up. I haven't even collected any thoughts on this other than I just think it's stunning. And now I want to read Beautiful World Where Are You, because that's the only one of hers I haven't read. And then I would have read all 3 of her books in 1 year. I've heard Beautiful World Where Are You is like meant to be a bit more different, because these two, the content of those 2 books is very, very different, but the vibes are the same. But I think Beautiful World Where Are You is meant to be different. I don't even really know what that one's about. It's like a dinner party maybe, and they're talking about like climate crisis and like COVID, I want to say. I don't know, I know nothing about it, but I just love her writing, and now I just immediately want to start that. But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to start the next book, which I technically already know what it is, but you don't. So we'll cut to that now, and then we'll come back. Hello, welcome back. We are going to pick book number 2. I have the random number generator up. We're doing 1 to 12 again. Obviously 8 is gone, but if we land on 8, we will just redo it. I hope we get another good one, because I feel like Normal People was such a good choice. Okay, let's go. Number 1. Oh, it's a skinny one. Ooh. Okay, this could be the Children Act. That's very skinny. Or I feel like The Mothers by Brit Bennett. I feel like that's quite thin as well. Or it could be We Were Liars again, because that's actually a very skinny book. Oh my god, imagine if it's that again. Okay, I'm not looking. This is We Were Liars again, isn't it? Yeah. How can I keep guessing these books by feel? I guess I know my books very well. I just don't have many books with a glossy cover. Okay, well, I'm not mad about that, because I was quite excited to read this the first time. If you've been to this channel before, then you will know that I have like an ongoing, I was gonna say beef with this book. It's not a beef at all. An ongoing, like, I don't know what genre this is. Like, an ongoing thing. Because I've had it in my head for so long that this is a thriller, and then I read the back and I'm like, oh, maybe it's a romance. It says a tale of love and romance, a tale of tragedy. So I guess it is a romance, but I think the cover just always gives me thriller vibes. I don't know anything about this. I've read the blurb so many times, and I know nothing about it. But we did unwrap this the first time I filmed this video before all my footage got corrupted, and we've unwrapped it again. So clearly the fates are telling me we need to read this book. It's quite short. It's only 225 pages. That's really short. Okay, beautiful. Not mad about that. We are going to start this now. So yes, we are reading We Were Liars. My copy is actually downstairs. I started it this morning. I am on page, I think, 30, so I've barely read anything. But so far, I have no thoughts so far. Other than the writing style it like took me a minute to like get my head around it, because it's like almost quite metaphorical. The way the main character kind of talks, she will say something as if it happened, but it didn't, and it kind of took me a minute to be like, oh wait, some of this stuff is more like metaphorically speaking. So the writing style is very like unique, and it's very like, some of it's almost structured like a poem, like you'll just have like one line. I don't know, I'm 30 pages in, I don't know why I'm trying to give opinions, but I think I said in that last clip I didn't know what genre it was, and then I settled on a romance. I then googled it, and Google says psychological horror / thriller, so I'm even more confused than before. It's giving kind of thriller setup, but it's also talking about a relationship. So I actually now kind of see where I got confused. But it is quite a nice day outside today, so I'm gonna go do a bunch of reading outside. And hopefully I'll check in with you later today with some updates. Hello everyone. Probably like literally the worst time to check in with you, because I'm literally going out in like 10 minutes. But I just thought I would very quickly give you an update on We Were Liars, because I have been reading all day and I'm on page 112. So like just under half, but basically halfway. The way this like book is structured, it just makes it so quick to read, because it's like even on the page I'm on, you can see it's just like thin dialogue, which I don't know if I've spoken about this before, but I'm such a dialogue girl. Like if a book has loads of dialogue, beautiful. Give me dialogue over description any day of the week. I realise that's probably because I studied screenwriting, but that is the style of story that I just love. So this is so easy for me to read. In terms of genre, because I know that that is everyone's question, because I've banged on about how much I don't know what genre this is. Still don't know. I guess it's like thriller. No, it's not. I don't know. It's kind of literary fiction. Basically, the main girl, Katie, she's had like a brain injury, I guess, and she can't remember something that happened one summer. So there's kind of like a mystery subplot there of like what's happening. There's this guy who she like is kind of had a thing with, but like not really. Like they've had moments. And she keeps saying like, I'm in love with him. No, I'm not in love with him. I don't know, it's almost unreliable narrator vibes, which, you know, I eat up. Yeah, I'm intrigued. I feel like even though we're halfway, I still don't have like a complete grasp on like what the story is, but the vibes are immaculate. Like they're so summery, which I wasn't really expecting, because it's basically about this really, really rich, posh family called the Sinclairs, who I guess own an island, or most of it. I think they own the island, and they go there every summer, and it basically takes place every single summer. So also time jumps a lot. The plot is interesting. I guess, yeah, I'm intrigued where it's going. I guess like the main point of the plot is like we're trying to figure out what happened the summer that she can't remember. I know it's called a YA, and I guess it's a YA because the characters are young, but it doesn't really read like a YA to me, or like at least not in a jarring way. But it doesn't read young to me. I guess it's more like maybe like new adult. I mean, they start really young. They start at like 12, I think. And where I'm at now, they're like 17. And I think the summer she can't remember is when she was 15. I feel like it's one of those books where, because the narrator's unreliable, there are like bits that you're not really sure if they've happened or not. But like, I'm not opposed to that. I am not opposed to that. Anyway, I'm going out now, but I'll check in with you at some point. I didn't know there was a plot twist. What? That plot twist? I did not see that coming, but it was so cleverly like embedded in like, there were certain things that people kept saying, and I was like, there was one character in particular who kept saying a thing, which obviously I won't say, and I was like, why do they keep saying that? And then I read that ending and I was like, that's why they keep saying it. I finished the book, in case you hadn't guessed. I have flown through this, and I think if you are in a book slump, this is like the perfect read. It's like the way it's formatted, you read it so quickly, and it's super short anyway, but it's like kind of like creepy psychological, but also fun summer vibes, and it's so easy to read. At the start, it took me like probably like a few chapters to get into the writing style, just because it does have this kind of like unreliable style. So like there are bits of the dialogue where it's like, oh, that actually isn't true, that's just like been said. As soon as you get your head around that, and it really didn't take me long at all, I just wasn't expecting it to be that kind of book. As soon as I got my head around that, I was like so invested in the writing style. So I have just figured out that there is I guess a prequel to this, which I'm assuming talks about the stuff that happened before that summer that they've been trying to figure out. If anybody has read it, please tell me your thoughts. I really liked this. Like, I was not expecting a plot twist, and it was like one of those like good plot twists where it was there the whole time, like there were hints of it, but I just didn't pick up on it. And that is my favourite kind of plot twist, because the plot twists where it's like so ridiculous that you never could have guessed it in a million years, I'm a bit like, right. But when like there were hints there, but it's still subtle, love that. This video is going so well. I found two really fun books. I've decided, I've settled on my genre for this. It is somewhere between literary fiction, or like contemporary fiction, and psychological thriller. That is my final genre. I've settled on it. It's not a romance. It's definitely not a romance. There are like small moments of a relationship, but it's not like romantic. This video is actually going so well. Okay, let's start book number 3. Final book choice. I feel like so far the random number generator has knifed me. We've had Normal People and We Were Liars. Obviously, like, I'm filming all these at the same time, so I don't know what my thoughts were on the books, but I have high hopes for them. I can't even remember what's left. I would still love to get Cleopatra and Frankenstein. I feel like looking at it, it might be number 10 or 2, because those are chunkier. We'll do the random number generator and hopefully we will get something good. Okay. Number 4. This is definitely not Cleopatra and Frankenstein. Okay, I'm not even going to try and guess what this is. I'm scared. Please be good. Okay. Imagine it's the version of Suicides again. Wait, it's a used book, which makes me think it is The Mothers. Why am I so good at this? Have I not guessed all through with my eyes shut? I swear, like, I can never normally do that. That's so weird. Anyway, okay. I actually don't know what this is about, but I think it might be literary fiction as well. The main character is called Nadia. It says she is a rebellious, grief-stricken 17-year-old beauty. So her mother has recently taken her own life. It says she takes up with the local pastor's son. The guy's called Luke Shepherd. I went to high school with a guy called Luke Shepherd. Fun fact. Luke Shepherd is 21, a former football star whose injury reduced him to waiting tables. Oh, okay, so they have a pregnancy. It says the pregnancy that results from this teen romance and the subsequent cover-up will have an impact that goes far beyond their youth. It sounds like this, basically this book is like the discussion of the impact on that. That actually sounds amazing. I also own The Vanishing Half by Brit Bennett, which sounds amazing, but I haven't actually got to yet. So I'm so excited for my first Brit Bennett book. Okay, this sounds amazing. I think I'm really gonna like this. Let's crack on and read The Mother by Brit Bennett to round out this video. Hello, hi. It is actually, I literally can't even remember the last time I spoke to you, so like a lot later. Like maybe like a month. I have finished The Mothers and I've been trying to like collect my thoughts on it because it's not what I was expecting. I guess I didn't even know the story of this. I think I know the story of The Vanishing Half by Brit Bennett, and this one I guess wasn't even on my radar other than I knew the author. So the story kind of took me by surprise, shall we say. This was very difficult to read. So this follows the story of mostly Nadia, who right at the start of the book, Nadia, her mother has taken her own life, and sort of in the grief of that, she's meeting a boy called Luke, and they get pregnant and Nadia makes the decision to have an abortion. And the story kind of follows the complexities of that. There are a lot of characters in this book who are very anti-abortion, and those opinions are very stark and judgmental. And then you kind of get Nadia's perspective, which is a lot more nuanced and complicated. And I was looking up the author and like interviews of this book to kind of understand her motivation behind the book. And I was watching an interview where she kind of was explaining that she wanted all of the complexities of the conversation to be explored. And I definitely think she did that. She definitely looks at it from lots of different perspectives. And it means that because you're in the heads of lots of different people and how they feel about it, it can be really uncomfortable to read at parts. And I think that was probably her intention. She says that it is inherently an uncomfortable conversation. And so you kind of get all of the complexities of that. And then aside from that, you have all of these like different explorations of motherhood. So you have somebody who really wants to be a mother. You have the mother who takes her own life. It's a difficult book to read. I wouldn't say I necessarily enjoyed my reading experience. The writing style is gorgeous. I can tell Brit Bennett is a very, very talented writer, but she covers a lot of very, very difficult topics, which I just don't think I was expecting. Even though now I look back on it, like maybe I should have got that from the blurb. I really didn't like Luke though. I don't know if you were meant to like Luke, but I liked Nadia, the main girl. From Nadia's perspective, everything felt more like sympathetic and understanding, and I liked Nadia. There were quite a few other characters in the book that I did not like. I don't know, maybe I need longer to sit with this book and think about it, but it was definitely a difficult read. I actually ended up listening to the whole thing by audiobook. I don't even know why, I just found it on Libby and I was like, oh, let me try the audiobook. And I quite liked the audiobook narrator, although she talked so slowly. Like, I never listened to books on 1x speed, but the narrator was so much slower than normal that I had it on like 2.5 by the end. I'm normally like a 1.5, 1.75. For some reason, it just seems so much slower than normal. Yes, anyway, done with the book, and actually, let me go find all of the books and we can do a little sum up. Okay, ignore the fact that my bookshelves are in absolute disarray. I'm gonna be doing like a reorganization. Honestly, it's probably gonna go up before this video. We have come to the end of this video. This was so much fun. I really want to do this again, like reading wrapped up books. It's like such a fun way to like do my TBR, and we ended up with 3 very different books. We started with, this feels like a lifetime ago, Normal People by Sally Rooney. I will never stop talking about how much I love Sally Rooney. I think she is so talented, and the way she writes about complicated, nuanced relationships, they feel so real and raw, and it makes me want to rewatch the TV show. Then we read We Were Liars by E. Lockhart, which the plot twist of this book, I'm sorry, a little like cutesy summer vibes. And then a book that did absolutely not give me cutesy summer vibes, The Mothers by Brit, Bennett, took me completely by left field. Was not expecting almost anything that happened in that book. I thought it was going to be very, very different, and it was quite a brutal read, if I'm being honest. I'm happy that we've had such a wide variety of reads this week. This is like such a fun way to pick my TBR. I feel like I've picked up books that I probably wasn't reaching for, and this is a fun way to get through them. So if you like this video idea, let me know, because I would love to do this again. Honestly, I'm probably going to do it again either way, but you know, let me know anyway. So I can justify my choices. But thank you very much for watching. This video has been about 2 months in the making, so if you enjoyed it, please subscribe, please show it some love, give it a like, all that fun jazz. It means a lot to me, and I will catch you in the next one. Thank you very much for being here. Love you, bye!